Hi, I'm Andreas DeGroot, the Marketing Manager at Sihl. Today we're going to talk about canvas and what you need to do to be able to specify the correct canvas for your application. For generations, artists have expressed themselves on the surface of a stretched canvas. Today is no different. What has changed today is the way that we can apply images onto the canvas. We don't need to rely on paints and brushes anymore. We can use sophisticated inkjet machines to be able to recreate stunning images on top of a canvas. A canvas is an elegant and simple way of presenting an image. It's easy to hang, easy to display, and it looks very nice. For example, you can even use a gallery wrap to create a straightforward graphic that will not need a frame or a glass to protect it in front. You just put it up on the wall and you have a finished image. So what to look for in a canvas? The first point that you need to take into consideration when you're trying to spec the right canvas for your job is what's the application that the canvas is going to be in. This is primarily driven by how long you expect the graphic to last. And indirectly, it's related to what the selling price of the piece is going to be. So on the high end, we have artistic reproductions that are going in museums, in galleries, that are going to be sold for hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. Then we have reproductions of portraits, family portraits, wedding portraits. Those tend to be on the higher end, and people will keep those for a lifetime. Then we have hotel and office decor, corporate decor, where the graphic is expected to last maybe 5 to 10 years, and but it will be exposed to heavy traffic and maybe some cleaning, and that needs to be taken into consideration. And then we have home decor, where the lifespan can be as low as a couple of years to many years, but with low traffic, and the quality considerations aren't as stringent for this application. And then we have some other creative applications. For example, we have custom book covers using printable canvas that gets liquid laminated or otherwise protected, and creates a very unique piece. So at the end, the main drive here is the quality, and it is driven by the combination of the coating and the printer combination that you use, so that you can achieve the results that you're looking for. The second consideration you need to take into account is what printer you're going to be using to create the graphic. So for example, aqueous inkjet printers are typically on the slow end. They take longer to print, but they provide the highest image quality, the greatest color gamut, the highest resolution. So most of the higher end works are typically printed on aqueous printers. The newest print technology is latex inkjet printing. This gives great durability with excellent image qualities. A more traditional way to print canvases is with solvent and eco-solvent inks. This is a great way to create a fast rate of production with very good image quality. There are some customers that object to some of the smells that are retained in the canvas due to the solvent or eco-solvent inks. And then if you are in full production mode and you need to get prints done very, very quickly in large quantities, one of the best ways is using UV curable inkjet printers. This is great for going very quickly from printing to finishing, to shipping to the customer, but you do sacrifice some image quality and color gamut with the UV inks in place of speed and productivity. The third aspect in selecting the material for your job is personal preference. This might actually be the most important aspect because it's not very tangible. So the finish and the appearance of the canvas and the image is what creates that emotional connection between the image and the viewer. So some of the things to take into consideration are, what's the surface like of the canvas? You can have a very smooth canvas that gives you a very even looking image, or you can have a canvas that has a lot of texture to it, or in the industry lingo, a lot of tooth to it, and that will give the image a lot more depth, and it will recreate the more traditional canvas look in the graphic. One thing to keep in mind is if you have too aggressive a tooth in the canvas, you can create blotchiness, especially when you're printing portraits or other people images. It can create a blotchiness in the skin. The other thing to take into consideration is the color of the base canvas. The color of the base canvas can range from a cool blue-white to a bright white to a warm yellow-white. And the interaction of the color of the base with the image that is being portrayed affects that emotional content of the graphic. So you want to use the cooler, brighter whites for portraits, and you might want to use the more natural yellow whites, the warmer whites, for images where you have landscapes or other environmental type of graphics. And then the third element is the finish. You can go from a very high gloss or satin to a matte finish, and each of these will give different characteristics to the image. For example, a high gloss is going to allow a lot of color pop to show because it's reflecting a lot more light. But because it's reflecting a lot more light, it also creates glare. So if for applications that are in retail or in other environments where you have bright lights, such as a gallery or a museum, high gloss is typically not used because that glare cuts away from the image and the viewer will not be able to see the image in its full detail. A nice compromise is the satin finish, and the satin finish will still allow a lot of color to come through and reducing the glare, allowing that image to be seen in its full potential. Artists typically go for the flat matte so that there is absolutely no glare coming off of the image, so that the viewer can appreciate every single detail that is in the work of art. The advantage of matte is also that you can use different types of top coats and laminates on top of the graphic to protect it, and also to fine-tune and adjust the finish to your liking. At Sihl, we have various types of canvas available to be able to print on different types of printers and create different types of finishes and achieve different types of results. So for aqueous inks, we have the artist and gallery grades. We have a gloss product that is 3582 Fortuna. We have a satin, which is the 3948 instant dry canvas. and we have the matte 3857 artistic canvas. All of these are 19 mil canvases with no optical brighteners in them. On the decor grade, we have a bright white matte canvas, the 3579, which is the Decor Brilliant, and it's a 15 mil canvas. For the latex inks, we have, on the artist grades, we also have a semi-gloss, a satin, and a matte. The 3134 Presto semi-gloss, the 3609 Picasso satin, and the 3137 Bravo 2 matte canvas. And all of these are 17 mil canvases. On the decor grade, you can also use the 3579 Decor Brilliant on the latex printer. For the eco-solvent inks, we have on the artist grades the 3134 Presto semi-gloss canvas, we have the 3609 Picasso satin canvas, and the 3137 Bravo 2 canvas, and these are all 17 mil canvases. For UV inks, you can virtually use all of these canvases, any canvas with UV inks, to get great results. Thank you very much.